So again, as I said, a warm welcome to another session at our session at the Headhunt Fair. This is a session that I'm going to share with my colleague, Professor Michelle Cheong. We also have a few other colleagues from the schools as well, Ivan, Lipin, Wayin, and Abel here. If you have any questions, as Joyce said, please use the Q&A box. The chat box is not working for attendance. It's only for the panelists. So please use the Q&A box. As I said, my name is Themin. I'm the Dean for the Postgraduate Programs, Professional Programs at SMU. So before we go to the specifics about MITB, please allow me to just sort of share a little bit on the larger portfolio of the postgraduate options that you have at SMU. I have done this in a sort of a color scheme, color-coded this. It probably doesn't really make any meaning to you, but it helped us because internally, this is our school colors. So the blue ones here are the School of Business, our Lee Kong Chian School of Business, and they have their broad management programs. They have their specialized, what we call more focused finance program here. And they have, other specialized masters in human capital, communications management, innovation, and so on. I've sort of given a very quick summary on when they start, what's the length of the program as well in here for a bird's eye sort of view, what's available. My colleagues from the School of Accountancy have 2 programs. And then, of course, Michelle is going to talk to you about the 1 program, but very big and very popular a program at SIS called the MITB program, and we'll talk about that in a minute. My colleagues from the School of Econs have 2 programs, and my colleagues from law also have the 2 programs. And the programs, in terms of objective and so on, do serve different purpose. So as an example, the 2 programs in the law side, one is for qualifying, and one is really for a little bit more of a specialization. So the JD is our longest master's program. That's a 3-year full-time program for those who want to qualify and be called to the bar and so on. The MPA is the qualifying accounting program, and the MSA is the specialization for data analytics as well. So the idea is that there's a variety of programs that are available. It is good to have choices, and it's always better that you are fully aware of the choices that you have, do your research, find out more, and so that the program fits your aspiration, and when there is something that is meaningful that SMU can do for you in terms of your postgraduate options. Before we go on to Michelle, just to remind everybody that within today's event at the Headhunt Postgraduate Fair, there are also what they call Zone 1. I think we are in Zone 2, I think, now. Zone 1 is the live chat. So my colleagues from all the schools, including information system, are available throughout the day. And I think the chat line is open till about 6:30. So just in case we are unable to finish our conversation here, please come to our chat session and we will connect with you, and we are happy to answer any queries you have. If we need to come back to you, please leave a name in there, as well, email address there, and we can come back to you as well. But we hope to be able to solve any questions you have today. If not, I will also like to invite you to come to something perhaps that is a little bit more exclusive to us. This is our SMU Masters Day. We do it twice a year. And the idea there is that really just to bring you in to us. In a normal time, you would have been to our SMU campus, but given the current restrictions of gatherings and so on, it will also be online. But this will take place on October the 3rd, Saturday the 3rd of October. This is when you can join us. There'll be a panel session. There'll be career workshops. There'll be our alumni. I think it's very important for you as well to talk to alumni. People who have gone through the programs that you're interested in, to hear a little bit more about their decision process. They have done all the things you're thinking about right now, which program to do, when to do, well, which schools, etc. They have gone through all that decision process. Many of them has also gone through career change and looking for additional, working with our career officers, our career services and personnel and so on, so they can share a little bit more about those experiences. And I think that can be helpful if you want to hear more about our programs and our students, and of course, our faculty and directors. So I invite you to go to that SMU edu SG/Masters Day, and that's when we can continue our conversation and your exploration about the postgraduate program that is suitable for you. However, for today, I hope we will be able to interest you in one particular program since you signed up for this particular session. This is on one of our most popular program at SMU. This program is the single largest program we have at SMU. Professor Michelle Cheong is a good friend, a good colleague, and we work together amongst for many years on different things. But she is the associate dean for SIS Postgraduate Professional Education. So she actually looks after more than just MITB, and we are very privileged to have her sharing her knowledge about the program and how it can suit you, how it can help you today. So without further ado, Michelle, my friend, all yours.
All right, thank you, Themin. Can I share my screen now?
Absolutely. I will stop share. And again, I will come back maybe about within 5 minutes before end to do some questions. Again, okay. Please put your question in Q&A. Thank you, Michelle.
All right, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, I hope you can see my screen now. All right, I'm introducing the Master of IT in Business program, or in short, the MITB program. So just now that nice little chart with my picture. So I'm no longer the director of the analytics track. I have already passed that to my colleague. I now assume a new director role for the Doctor of Engineering, which is a professional doctorate degree. So if after the MITB degree, you would like to continue to a professional doctoral degree, you can continue to talk to me. Right. Some history of MITB. We started in the year 2007 with our first track in Financial Services Tech and Ops. Now, this is a very long name. What we call it today is FinTech. But you have to know that in the year 2007, there was no such term called FinTech. So we actually call it Financial Services Tech and Ops, which is a very common term when you talk about the technology and operations behind a bank. After that, in the year 2011, we started our analytics program. In that year, January 2011, we are in fact the first master's program in Asia to have analytics master degree. Obviously, before that, earlier before 2011, there were other programs in the US and Europe as well. And in 2016, our financial services track has become financial services analytics. That's because analytics education was picking up, and banks are one of the largest consumer of analytics, and we put in the analytics curriculum into the financial services side. In 2018, we made two changes. One is to improve the financial services track into financial technology and analytics. That's because the word FinTech has become a word that people are familiar with. This is beyond just renaming the program. We actually put in the new FinTech stuff that you think of, like blockchain and so on, into the program. The other major thing that we did in the year 2018 was we launched our artificial intelligence track. So over the years, our program has grown quite a bit. As you can see, we have grown from 2007 all the way to today. The red bars are those that have gone through our FinTech program, which kind of evolved over the years. The blue bars are those who came in when we launched our analytics track, and the green are the AI track. You can see that from 2009 to 2010, we launched our analytics track, and from 2012 to 2013, we almost doubled our intake. That's because we have introduced 2 intakes a year. Instead of just August, we have August and January. And in 2015 to 2016, there is a big jump in the number of students doing analytics. I think during that time, people became very aware of analytics, and a lot of people actually signed up for the analytics track. That actually gave us a big shock. So in 2017, we kind of controlled the number a little bit. In 2018, we launched our AI track, which is, you can see that there's a green bar. In 2019, our intake increased again. And you're looking at 2020 with the 166. You have to know 166 is only our August intake. We are now processing our January 2021 intake. And due to the overwhelming applications in both our August and January intake, unfortunately, we have to close our January 2021 application prematurely in 1.5 months instead of our usual 5 months because of the overwhelming applications. If you're interested in our program, I would encourage that you apply for our August 2021 intake, where the application will open in January 2021. So please look out for our application portal opening date. So far, we have taken in about 1,000 6 students, graduated more than 1,000 students, and we still have 400 plus students in the system, both the full-time as well as the part-time students. You may know MITB was ranked first in Asia, 14th worldwide in the QS Business Analytics Rankings 2020. This was the second year we were ranked first in Asia. In 2019, we were first in Asia, 11th in the world. So as the year goes by, more and more master's program will be ranked, and obviously the ranking position will change. Whether you are first, or obviously we are very humble and honored to be first, whether you're first or second in the world, in Asia, is already a very big honor. So this is just a list of programs which are ranked in year 2020. So you can see that the 1st to the 13th are all the programs in the US and Europe because they are more mature. And we are ranked number 1 in Asia at number 14. In terms of computer science, if you were to go to csranking.org and you kind of pick only the artificial intelligence area, in fact, SMU is among the top 10 Asian top universities in AI. We do have very good faculty members. So you can see that we have one faculty member called Professor Ashad. He was actually listed as one of the AI top 10 scientists to watch. This is a very big honor even by the IEEE Intelligence Systems. And our other faculty member here is written as Associate Professor Stephen Hoy. As of today, he's already a full professor. In January 2019, he was actually given the prestigious IEEE Fellowship Award. This is a very big honor because he belongs to the category of the youngest category of new IEEE fellows. Where do our students come from? Obviously, we are a technical degree. Most of our students, in fact, about 60% of them, have computing and engineering background. It doesn't mean that if you don't have such background, you cannot join our program. You can see that we do have applicants who are business background, arts and social science, and others. So as long as you are interested in IT and you're interested in analyzing data, you are not afraid of learning how to code, we welcome you. And obviously you have to kind of put in your effort and your learning to be able to do well in the program. One of the very attractive component of our program is internship. Now, internship is not compulsory. Well, a lot of students feel that it is good. Obviously, we also agree it's good, especially when you're new to analytics, you're new to AI, you want to be able to use whatever you've learned in the program into real world. So this 6 months internship is not compulsory, and it's only offered to full-time students, because part-time students, you have a job, right? You can't go on internship. So these are some of the examples of the companies that offer internships. So they belong to banks, consulting firms, e-commerce platforms, and so on. After the internships, most of our students will go to work with the internship company. Some will go beyond that. Some will also go beyond the shores of Singapore to go to the US, like join Walmart or Facebook, and so on. MITB courses, we are the largest master's program with 3 tracks that you can choose from. So you can see that we offer a whole series of different types of courses, like the FinTech, Analytics, AI, IT Management, General Management, and the practicum, which refers to the internship or capstone project. Now, as of today, we offer 38 different courses you can choose from. You only need to graduate with 13 course units. However, from August 2021, our program, in fact, all of the master's program, or most of the master's program in SMU would have gone through a big revamp. And in August 2021, the requirements is that you have to complete 15 course units. So there will be changes when you join our August 2021 intake. And obviously we are looking at better changes and more interesting curriculum for our students. So I'll just flash through the current curriculum, and you can see the red note below. Some of the courses will be improved and revamped. Some will be replaced. So as of today, we have courses in FinTech. You can look forward to new courses such as quantum computing in financial services, which is very, very interesting. Our analytics is the biggest series here, and some of these courses will again be improved and replaced by even more interesting courses. The graduation requirements in each track will change, and it's obviously changed for the better. AI, so AI, we have a lot of AI courses. I will not go through one by one. These are foundational courses on AI for people who are new to AI. But if you are interested in AI, be very ready to do a lot of coding, do a lot of mathematics. If this is what you're going for, we really encourage you to apply for AI. We also have courses which are in IT management. So some of these courses will again be revamped, and we have compulsory courses for every track. That means regardless of which track you are from, you have to do the spreadsheet modeling, you have to do some of the courses in this tech series. And we have, as of today, a general management series, which are the softer aspects of the curriculum, which like accounting, strategy, and finance. In August 2021, this whole series will be offered by our other schools, like our accounting schools, our business school, and there will be a whole basket of common courses which you can take, including law, so that you can actually widen your perspective to take more interesting courses. We allow up to 2 of such courses to be taken from the other schools. Practicum, as mentioned, can be internship, which are only available for full-time students, 6 months duration. So what a student would do is during the daytime, from their second term onwards, they can go for a 6 months internship. And then in the evenings or Saturdays, they will then come back for their classes. Capstone project is the other one. This is more of an applied research project. It's available for both full-time and part-time students. You will be supervised by SMU faculty. If you are a part-time student, you can also propose company projects, which will be supervised by SMU faculty. So in the end, we want to have real practice applications. If possible, we would also want a practice-based publication to be published together with the student. These 2 internship and capstone projects, they are not compulsory, they are electives. If you want to do something else beyond the 2, let's say you don't want to do internship, you don't want to do capstone project, you can actually replace with 2 coursework. So some of the expected changes from August 2021, as mentioned, you will have to do 15 course units, including a university core. Some of the courses will be totally revamped with new and exciting content. Some courses will be replaced with some of the similar courses offered by the other SMU schools. You can take up to 2 of them. And we will be launching our 4th track. So as of today, I cannot tell you what's the 4th track, so look out for it in January 2021. With this new track, our 4th track, it will offer you even more choices. Being an IT school, you'll be exposed to a whole range of IT software. It could be fintech software, analytics software, or AI software. So I'm not saying that you will learn all of them. You will learn most of them based on the 15 courses that you choose from. This is just a list of some of our graduates. There are some recent ones and some older ones. So our graduates who have graduated from the program would have gone to the banks, the technology firm, the consulting firms. And some of them have gone back to where they come from. Like Warwick is from Australia, has gone back to Australia. Kanakon is from Bangkok, she's gone back to Bangkok, and so on. So a lot of our students are very successful, and the nationality of the students coming into the program is quite diverse. So you will be exposed to working with your classmates of different background. This actually will also expand your network. We also have some of our colleagues who are even from Russia. We have Azerbaijan and so on, Ukraine. So very interesting classmates that you may have. This is a graduate survey. We do graduate survey every year based on our students who have graduated. This is based on 2019. So you're looking at some statistics based on our fintech track as well as our analytics track. The blue bars shows you the percentage who got offers upon graduation. The orange will be within 3 months after graduation. The gray will be those within 6 months after graduation. To compare program to program, we usually use a 6 months after graduation, which is the gray bar. So you're looking at 87 to 91%, depending on which track you come from. However, these numbers change year after year, right? So from our historical performance, we've been doing anywhere from 85% to 90+%. And this is a very impressive percentage that we are looking at. This is again the graduate survey, the salary that our students are getting. So you have to know that our students come from different backgrounds. It could be like 1 to 2 years after school, after graduation, or some can be as much as like 5 to 10 years after school. So those who are getting Singapore dollars, those who are gone back to China to work in China, it doesn't mean that they only work in these 2 countries. This is based on survey results. Some of them are different nationality. They could be working in a different country, or they could be working in Singapore. You're looking at scholarships. So we have a whole range of scholarships. All right. So this is MITB partial scholarships only for Singapore citizens. right? If you have minimum 3 years of work experience, excellent GMAT score, good employer reference, we will offer up to 9,000 scholarship. Now this is competitive because we do have a handful of quite sizable number of Singapore citizens. But if you have good GMAT score, good work experience, good reference, you will stand a chance to get this $9,000 scholarship, which will be offered to you to offset your tuition fee. We have a special AI talent grant. Now, this is to encourage people to come to our AI track because a lot of people are fearful about AI because of the coding required, the math required, but you must know that AI is actually the trend. And if you want to encourage yourself, we will be giving out 9,000 again. This is only for AI track students, Singapore citizen. All right, there's a typo there, it should be August 2021. Again, it's used to offset your tuition fee. There are other externally sponsored scholarships. So OCBC Bank has an AI scholarship. It is a full scholarship. You can actually go to OCBC Bank to look at OCBC AI scholarship. It is competitive, not just for SMU. I think NUS and NTU students are also competing for this program. It is actually full tuition fee with living, book, conference, allowance, and so on. And I think at the end of it, you will get a chance to work at OCBC. Okay, so you can actually look at the details by scanning the QR code over here. We also have SGD scholarship. Again, this is for Singapore citizen specializing in AI or analytics. Again, the coverage is full tuition fee, allowance, and all that. The application for this tuition fee, this scholarship is between Jan to March every year. So if you're looking at August 2021, you have to apply for the scholarship between Jan to March. If you are a Vietnamese citizen, all right, you can look at our Vingroup Young Talent Scholarship. It has to be a full-time candidature with us. You can apply with your good academic results and demonstrate a desire to excel in research, and you have to return back to Vietnam to contribute meaningfully upon graduation from the program within 1 year. So if you are Vietnamese origin, you would like to study this MITB program with full sponsorship, but with the obligation to go back after 1 year upon graduation. So it will cover your tuition fee. It will give you monthly stipend, and the tuition fee is covered up to 16 months. And as mentioned, you have to return to Vietnam within 1 year of graduation to contribute to science and technology in Vietnam. If you are a Philippines origin, you can also look at our Richard Lim Lee Scholarship. This is also a full scholarship at $60,000, and it will be used for your tuition fee, your study related and living expenses. There is no bond to this scholarship. There is no need to apply as long as you're a Philippine citizen. We will then send in your application for selection by Richard Lim Lee Scholarship Panel. Admission criteria to MITB. You must have a valid GMAT or GRE score. However, if you are a graduate from one of our 6 local AUs, you can apply with your GPA score. If your GPA score is not up to, it's not competitive enough, you can replace with our SMU admission test as a replacement for GMAT or GRE. If you are not one of the graduates from the 6 local university and your education is not in English, you have to either submit your IELTS, UKVI, or TOEFL score. We will only interview shortlisted candidates and professionals with strong IT or operations background. You're encouraged to apply. And because we are a technical degree, we would prefer students who have technical degree as well, like computing, engineering, math, and other technical fields. However, applicants from other degrees are also encouraged to apply. So don't stop yourself if you're not one of the technical degrees, but you can demonstrate to us how ready you are for a program like this. If you are only interested in AI track, you have to submit beyond this general requirements, a coding artifact. That means you have to send to us a coding artifact, and you must be able to explain what this artifact is about. As mentioned, our application for January 2021 is already closed. Please look at our August 2021 intake. Graduate pathways beyond MITB. We offer you options beyond MITB. If you have graduated from MITB, you can choose to go to University of Melbourne to get your second master degree in Master of IS. In the usual way, it is usually a 2-year degree, but because you are a graduate from MITB, you will be exempted for 1 year, which means you only need to do courses in your second year and you can get the second degree. There are other options within SMU. If you are interested to go to a PhD, during your MITB days, you can cross-enroll up to 2 PhD courses. And then if you score at least a B grade and you continue to be a PhD, you'll be exempted 2 courses. And in terms of the professional doctoral degree, if you want to continue after MITB, you can exempt up to 4 courses when you continue to the Doctor of Engineering program. So the different QR codes are here. You can also scan them to see the details, but you don't have to decide today. All right, so these are just the graduate pathways which are possible after MITB. These are my last slide. So this is the online application fee of $100, registration fee of $500. If you're a Singapore citizen or Singapore PR, it will be $400. Our tuition fee as of today is $48,150 inclusive of GST. Note that GST will apply and tuition fee may be subjected to change in our next intake. This is all I have. I hope it's clear, and we can actually take some questions if you want to.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you very much. I think there were some questions that has been posed by the participants today, and our colleagues have been answering quite a few of them. So let me just sort of cover the ones that have been answered in case other participants are interested. Just sort of mention them, and then we'll look at some of the questions that have not been answered. There were questions about GMAT scores. Again, candidates, you can look at the answered question, but there are questions there about the scores you need to come in, your experience requirement, whether the courses are available online, or how are we going to conduct some of the classes in the current environment. Please have a look at the answers that are in there, and of course the idea about what sort of coding background you need for the AI track. So some of the open question, Michelle, if I can just post some of them to you. So there's one from, apologies if I don't get your name correct, Jun Gang. Will there be any bridging that is provided to students who are very interested in the AI track, but perhaps have not had any formal coding learning so far?
Okay. If you do not have any formal coding learning, it may be a bit tough for you to attempt the AI track. All right. So what you'll do is you have to prepare yourself first. Go and learn some coding on your own. Go to MITB website. There is a FAQ. Under the FAQ, we will see that we have listed some preparatory courses for people who are interested to come into a technical degree like our AI track. Go to that and look at some of the preparation that you can prepare yourself first before you apply. If you are not ready to apply, your chances of getting in is going to be not as good. But if you have already prepared yourself, that will actually increase your chance of getting into the program.
Thank you. So what about how important is the previous GPA that we have done in an undergraduate? Does it set the candidate, as in lock them into a particular pathway, good or bad, and so on? I assume this has, in relation, could be for local graduates or for external graduates. Does a GPA, undergraduate GPA, is that crucial, or can I do better if I want to improve it?
Okay, we do look at your GPA. It's not the only thing that we look at. We look at your other stuff like have you been in a certain area of work that is related? What is your career aspiration? Is our program going to help you a lot? Of course, your GPA at your undergrad degree does carry a little bit of weight. But if we find that your GPA is not competitive, we will tell you, can you please go and take the GMAT, GRE, or our SMU admission test to increase your chance of being selected.
So I think the message there is that you're not locked into, your UG grades. You can't change. You can't go back in time to change them from that perspective. While they are useful for us to sort of make the initial assessment of where you are, if you want to improve, there are opportunities to improve. It's not it's not something you can't address. So you can still take additional tests and supplement your test score accordingly. So that was a question from Akbar. and I think it's also related to Wesley. We'll talk about what is a typical GPA range, and I think everybody brings in different perspective in terms of what they have done. And maybe it's an area they want to continue. Maybe it's an area they no longer wish to be in. Sometimes we do switch focus and career aspiration and so forth. So if you are, for example, previously studying, what a discipline X, and you're now wanting to move to some other area, perhaps it's not even necessary for you to really do very well in the area you wanted to live. You wanted to get away from. So I think the end of the day is that it's not a locked-in process, and opportunities are there for you to upgrade your UG GPAs if that is your particular worry. Mm-hmm. There is some other questions, maybe again mindful of time as well. There was a specific questions from Ian about, I think Michelle, you mentioned the AI coding artifact. I think we can explore this specifically if Ian wants to know. But I think in general, is anything you have done that can demonstrate that capability. Correct. Would that be right? It doesn't have to be at the university. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to
be something like. It can be anything. Your own hobby, your previous assignments that you've done in your undergrad days. This particular question is related to a company internship and it's confidential. If it's confidential, I'm sure it's quite difficult for you to explain. Why don't you do something else and show us? All right, that will be a lot easier for us. All right, I think there is another one about professional diploma in Lytton. We do look at your exposure in data science. All right, so that would help in terms of letting us know you, in terms of your prior knowledge. What have you done? Are you really kind of interested and so on? So let us assess you better.
And perhaps last question before we end is from Sumita about work experience. Any comments or advice you want to give on that, Michelle?
We do have young folks who are fresh out of graduation. If you can demonstrate that you are, the question went away, demonstrate that actually is something that you can see yourself doing immediately after your fresh graduation from a bachelor degree into something more specialized like analytics, that will also help. As mentioned, our students come from a whole range. We don't exactly say that because you're fresh, you're not in. We want to see where is your potential going forward.
I will volunteer, make myself useful for a couple of questions, if you don't mind, Michelle, so I don't feel so bad. There is a question from Nigel whether GMAT or GRE is the better one. I think it is your choice. It's again, they are quite comparable in terms of acceptance. It's almost like IELTS or TOEFL. They are both very, very acceptable. So it really depends on which one you want to do. GMAT tend to be more focused on all business type degree. GRE tend to be more focused on a technical engineering type degree, but they are both equally accepted for us. There is another question of, I have a postgraduate diploma in NUS from ISS. Is that considered a local degree? It's gone as well. Yeah, so it is obviously, NUS obviously is a local institution, but for the purposes of GPA, using GPA for admission, I think we are only looking at a full undergraduate degree for purposes of admission from a GPA perspective. All right. So again, your question can have a few meanings. I'm one from the local 6 university. Can I send the application first? Once I accept it, I will take GMAT exam to secure a scholarship. May not quite work exactly in the order you are after, because your acceptance may be dependent on your GMAT score. If your UG score are not very good, for example. So it's not necessarily a stepwise process. Michelle, there's one question for you, and we'll do this as a last one. What does Wesley also ask, does MITB fulfill the requirements for SIS PhD? I assume that's a yes, but no,
okay, I have to take that. Okay, so we allow you to take up to 2 PhD courses during your MITB days, but there is no guarantee that just because you have done that, you will be guaranteed requirement entry into a PhD. PhD has its own assessment in terms of their PhD student.
Okay, good. So again, thank you. One more for you, I guess, Michelle, you might as well take the last one there. The two difference between the 2 PhD degrees.
Okay, we don't have 2 PhD degrees. I think you're talking about our PhD and Doctor of Engineering. So one is an academic research degree, PhD. The other one is a practice doctorate. So for practice doctorate, we would like you to have more years of work experience. Our typical students have 8 to 10 years of work experience, and they will be working in industry-related projects, and they have to go deep in terms of the technology and applications and development and so on. So at the end, you're not looking at academic publications, you're looking at practice publications.
Thank you, Michelle. I see Joyce is back, but before Joyce goes away, if I may just sort of close end our session with a little bit of reminder again for all our colleagues here is obviously there is please continue our conversation. This is obviously time limited for this specific session, but our colleagues will be manning the chat line at the Headhunt's Zone 1 section. And there are various schools are there. And again, there is also actually one on the PhD side as well. So if you're interested to talk to our colleagues from the specific school, and of course from MITB will be the School of Information Systems. So some of our colleagues will be heading there right after this. Please drop by. And as I was saying earlier, again, if you want to talk to our students, check out a little bit more. This is obviously an important decision in terms of where you want to do your degree, what degrees you want to do, your second, finding out about us, sensing whether we are the right partner for your education and learning journey. Please do sign up for our Master's Day on 3rd of October, Saturday. The website is there, and there'll be more opportunity to get to know us better, and also for us to get to know you better as well. So with that, I'm going to sort of end. And then I want to thank you again for the time you spend with us. We appreciate there are many choices that you're looking at, but at the end of the day, you do want to make sure that it is a degree program for a university and institution that you are very comfortable with. You believe in the culture, you believe in what they do, and their reputation, as well as the programs fit for your own career aspirations. And with that, I'll pass it back to Joyce. Thank you very much,